Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time. I did make another video previously where it was more um, like a follow me throughout the day kind of video. See what I eat, see what I do on my day off and stuff like that. But I kind of was feeling like maybe no one wanted to watch it and that more people were more interested in my herbal information than what I do in a day. And so I didn't post it. So I did make a video, but I didn't post it. So, so this video, and if you want to still see that video, you still want me to upload it, just let me know in the comments. If you don't, then don't even worry about it. So this video today is about herbs for clarity. And herbs for clarity meaning both scientific and maybe even magical, depending on how you want to use these herbs. And so I'm just going to go through some of these herbs. I have a lot of herbs on here, but first I kind of want to talk about like planets that may help with clarity, because if you've seen any of my old videos from really long time ago, you know that herbs have planetary associations, and those planetary associations kind of like help you understand the energy behind the plant so that you can understand exactly how to use that plant. And some plants have multiple different energies, and some plants can go in multiple different places. So sometimes you may see one thing in a group that may be Martian, but it also might be a Mercury thing too at the same time, because it has so many different energies that it plays on. So you can use it for different things, especially when it comes to spell work, or even like or even just like using herbs for healing. So I want to talk about Neptune and the moon. Honestly, I think I see things very weird because I feel like other astrologers, which I wouldn't consider myself an astrologer, but people who are astrologers do not see the energetics and the emotions and the personality of the planets the same way I do, I feel like. But I think they agree with my outcomes. So anyway, I feel like the moon is like that starter. It's all about inner self and dream work and psychic visions and things like that. And I feel like Neptune is the deeper version of that. It's about the creative inspiration and mysticism and imagination. And when you think about it, they're very similar things. You know, you have your inspiration, and then you have your deep inspiration. And sometimes it's kind of the same with like Mars and Pluto for me. I feel like Mars is like, you know, like that little beginning framework, and then Pluto just takes some of those things and just goes way deeper. It's like super dark sensual energy and kinks, and it also includes like, you know, the psychic aspect of action and things like that. So anyway, like some of these planets in the beginning of the solar system, I feel like the ones after Mars are kind of like deeper, like explorations into it. So some of these things are going to be Neptunian, some of these things are going to be lunar. Some of them will also be like from the sun, or you know, you might see a Jupiter one, because it depends on what kind of clarity you're looking for. Now, a lot of people like to use dreams for clarity. That's why Moon and Neptune are in here. Pluto is also going to be in here because Pluto is important for karmic, you know, karmic situations and understanding yourself. That's clarity. It's all clarity. So it just really depends on how you want to use it. Okay, so we're just going to start because I'm just going. Okay, and so the first on my list is rosemary. And rosemary is the first on my list because rosemary is known to actually provide mental clarity. Just smelling it while studying for a test can help you remember everything on the test that you studied. I remember learning that a long time ago, but rosemary is known to help with that. And so it is actually made for helping you with mental clarity. It is a sun herb. And honestly, I feel like it can also be classified as a mercury because it helps with self-knowledge. The sun is self-knowledge and understanding the self. And also being able to know something. So I think that, another scam, this is crazy. I think that sometimes if you want to do a spell on knowing your inner truths, like things that you feel like you should have known but you forgot, rosemary is a very, very good herb for that. Next, we're going to move on to mugwort because that is one of those dream plants. It is part of the moon. It has to do with like clarity of the soul and dream realms. So if you're going to use mugwort, it's one of those things that often is used like under your pillow or under your bed or burning it. Mugwort is a very well-known plant for helping with dream exploration. So this is more like sacred truths that you can use that for, but you can also use it to help kind of like learn about yourself if you can focus your energy in that way. But I feel like mugwort as a plant isn't really meant to guide you into the right direction, because sometimes guiding you into the truth can be a little bit dangerous, and mugwort is more of a protective herb to make sure you have like good dreams and stuff like that. So you can use it for protection, especially in the dream world, while you search for yourself, but it's not necessarily providing clarity. Anyway, that's one of the good ones. Next, I put cedar because I love cedar. Cedar is a Jupiter one, and that has to do with cleansing and understanding and abundance. So if you want to use something to help understand how you are going to get money in your life, see, this is the thing. See, there's multiple different ways you can use clarity in your life. Using cedar, trying to think of another plant, mint, like things that, clover, using things like those things, not red clover, just white clover. Using things like that can help you find mental clarity in terms of abundance. How can you be more abundant? What do I need to do to understand and bring abundance into my life? I would use this in conjunction with another herb to help you see where you're going, like rosemary. I think rosemary mixed with cedar would be a really good combination to help provide mental clarity. There's a lot of ums. I actually wrote everything down. I didn't really write it down, but it's just like, I don't really plan for things. I just like to do them. So a video is a video, right? The next thing on my list is willow bark. Willow is known to help guide, especially, you've probably watched Pocahontas. And as weird as that is, that I'm, citing a Disney movie, willow is usually considered a grandmother plant, and she does provide guidance and protection, and she is a loving plant. And so willow is actually ruled by Neptune, which is actually important for, once again, creative inspiration and mysticism and imagination. She can provide clarity by using your creative mind, or even like just the inspiration to do something that is taking you down the path that you're meant to go down. Willow is very helpful. I love willow. I have it in my house. I wish I had a willow tree, but one day, Next is Galangal. It's in the ginger family. It's one of those really spicy ones. It's also considered a Martian plant, but it's also a Plutonian plant. Pluto, once again, is in charge of like really just deep understanding of your karmic lessons, helping you understand like super deep understanding of who you are and how the world works, universal truths, kind of thing like that. I always think of Pluto as deep and dark because I actually associate Scorpio more with Pluto than I do with Mars. And I'm going to be honest, it's because I'm an Aries and I don't want to share it. I don't want to share Mars with Scorpio, even though clearly Scorpio has a lot of Martian tendencies. I feel like Pluto was always meant to be their planet. It just makes sense. Sexual energy, psychic visions, it's all part of it. The karmic, super deep, dark, loving, all kinds of craziness. Anyway, it reminds me of Scorpio, and so I just have this, like, when I see it and when I feel it, I can just feel this, like, and when I say deep dark energy, I don't mean bad dark energy. I mean just like super intense mystic energy, you know? And the last two herbs that I have on the list are both Plutonian herbs, because sometimes we need to dive deep into our dark shadow selves and help understand the truth of real life. And you're not going to be able to always go in this beautiful light pattern where you have like all this protection. I mean, yeah, there's protection for you, but it's not going to feel that way, because it's going to be like, you know, you're going through and understanding the truth of yourself, the truth of who you are at your soul's core, and the part of yourself that you thought you were that you really, really weren't, you know? And understanding that, yeah, you may have made a mistake, but that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that you've made a mistake, you know? And you have to go through the shadow work to find that out, you know what I mean? And so Galangal and myrrh are my last two on here. Galangal is this like, it's very much like ginger, but it has a very different taste from ginger. And it's really good for you. So if you ever want to put it in a stew or soup or anything, it's really good for you. But you can also use it as like an offering to help get, you know, that universal karmic knowledge, or you can use it to make like a sensual energy release tea. Because like I said, Pluto is very important in like sexual energy and stuff like that. Just think Scorpio, really, you know? And if you're going to use Galangal for sensual energy, I think it's actually really good because of that. The taste that it has kind of like this, I wouldn't even call it, it's not even a sensual taste. It's just, it's not like pleasant, but it's not unpleasant either. It's just intense. It's just intense. But anyway, the energy that you get from it is very hot and steamy. And so, so it just makes sense to use it, and maybe in sex magic if you want to use it. Make a tea to help, you know, get you guys both, you know, in that space of finding, you know, sensual truths between the two of you. Myrrh is great for incense and things like that, but you can also, you know, turn it, you can burn it. Like, you know, some people put salt and then burn it, or, and then charcoal and then burn it. You can use it in multiple different ways. That one, I think, has more to do with understanding karmic truths and releasing knowledge that you didn't know, but bringing that knowledge that you didn't know back to you. So I think it's really good for just opening up that channel of bringing in new universal truths. I think that's all I have for you today. I hope that this stuff was understandable. I hope that I made sense when I was talking, and I hope that you understood what I was saying. If you guys have anything to say, let me know in the comments. I love all the support that you guys give me on a regular basis. I love when you talk to me. I love seeing what you say. It makes me know, it lets me know that that what I'm doing, wow, that was weird. Okay, that what I'm doing matters a little bit, at least to somebody. It doesn't matter if it matters or not, because I think that this is important to put information out there for people to have. Even if, you know, I'm not getting anything out of this other than doing what I'm meant to do, and that's really all that matters to me. And so I'm really happy to be able to do that. As an Aries, I often just flip back and forth between doing so many things. I get so many ideas, and then I just go. And I'm also a Virgo rising, so like I'm like an Aries 3 times. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Mercury. And so I have a lot of Aries tendencies, and Aries tend to flip back and forth, but I'm also a Virgo rising, and they also like to flip from thing to thing. And so I tend to change my mind over and over and over and over again, and start new things and do different things. And sometimes I have to remember to go back to where I was, go back to basics. So I love when you guys give me suggestions for these videos, because sometimes I might be like, I don't know, this isn't working, I'm going to switch to something else, and then I'll switch to something else, and it turns out it was fine the whole time. I just, you know, just want to do something new sometimes. But if you guys want to see that other video, excuse me, let me know. If you don't, it's okay, it's fine. I can keep doing herb videos. My next video is going to be herbs for sleep, since that was the other one that people wanted, and it was like really split half and half, like all the way at the very end. Everyone just decided herbs for clarity. But I do have herbs for sleep, and I'm excited to show that to you next week. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining me here on my channel. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and thank you so much again. Bye.